Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Yesterday, the government squandered an opportunity to provide families and seniors with meaningful relief from skyrocketing hydro rates. Instead, they introduced a billion-dollar Band-Aid that does nothing to actually reduce hydro costs. But what they didn't tell us was how they intend to pay for it. Let's face it, they're going to borrow another $1 billion to do this. And that's money that has to be paid back, Speaker, plus interest. So they're either adding this to the provincial debt, or they're adding it to our hydro bills. So, Speaker, I ask the Premier, how are you paying for this? Are you adding it to our tax bills or to our hydro bills?
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Well, I think the member opposite should know that as we see the results of the plan that we've put in place, we see the economic growth that's happening, Mr. Speaker, we are in a position to put these dollars into relief for people on their electricity bills, Mr. Speaker. So, you know, the member opposite is absolutely wrong when he talks about borrowing to do this. That's not the case, Mr. Speaker. We have made changes. We have put the Ontario Energy Support Program in place, Mr. Speaker, and we are now able to take the 8% provincial portion of the HST off people's electricity bills. And the member opposite, he will see as the public accounts come forward that the province is in much better shape than it was 3 years ago, Mr. Speaker. The economic growth, as I said, leads the country, Mr. Speaker. We're outstripping the growth that in the United States and other jurisdictions, Mr. Speaker, and we are very happy that we're going to be able to help people across the province with their.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Back to the Premier. The government has also squandered an opportunity to address the sad state of Ontario's finances. The Financial Accountability Officer confirmed they're attempting to artificially balance the budget through one-time sale of assets, only to plunge us back into deficit immediately after the next election. Speaker, the throne speech did nothing to address the government's structural deficit, nothing to address the fact that Ontario is the largest subnational borrower on the entire planet. There's nothing to address the more than $1 billion a month spent on interest payments. So, Speaker, now they're adding this additional $1 billion without explaining how they're going to pay for it. So I ask the Premier, how do you intend to pay for your government's years of waste, mismanagement and scandals?
Minister of Finance.